So in the 2.5 months, the last 2.5 months since Riley's death, I really feel like I've had so much creative energy and drive and purpose in all the things I've been doing. So that's a lot of like going through all the photos that we have of them and trying to do all the album preservation that I did and talking about Riley a lot and sharing their story and really just like making sure we're solid and as time moves on that we have all that we have of all those physical tangible things and all the pictures and all the videos I've made with them and preserving and then also just celebrating them and sounding the horns, shouting from this mountaintop that I've built and just trying to honor them and to celebrate them and to share just with the world of all the love and all the positivity and all the beauty and a lot of the sorrow and tragedy and sadness that me and my family and a lot of people have about Riley's passing and about Riley's life. And it's all encompassed. And I think I've really been so grateful that I just started making stuff and started paying for the Adobe Suite, and so making a lot of art to justify paying $80 a month for a program on my computer, which still sucks, but like I've been talking about for a while, but the monkey's paw really fucking curled when I was like, oh, this is fun taking pictures. This is fun posting on Instagram. Oh, I'll share more of what I'm up to, which is a lot of hanging out with my family. And it's fun to have this platform. And I'll start this cooking show I've been thinking about. And, oh, I'll do a podcast. All these things. The monkey's paw fucking curled. Oh, my gosh, that monkey's paw. We're talking gorilla's paw. That thing was... Anyway. Flash forward... And I'm taking pictures of Riley's dead body as we are honoring them and we are transforming them. And we got the soil back, and it's so lovely to have from their earth ceremony, basically human composting. And the monkey's paw, the gorilla's paw curled because there I am, like having this camera and taking those pictures, and those are really meaningful for me. And it also helped me stay a lot more present in the moment during the ceremony, kind of having my camera with me, and that's definitely a part of it. And then all of a sudden, I'm also filming their memorial and using my podcasting equipment. That was like $350. Honestly, not anything I've made money on, but just on a whim of like following my creative energy. And now we have crystal clear audio from their memorial service where so many people shared, and we have like 2.5 hours of video, and I'm so grateful that I've followed this itch and I've just kept on. But damn, I did not think it would be here right now when I started taking photos. If you would have told me this is where it's going, it would have scared me, and I don't know that I would have kept it up if it already felt like that. But anyway, that's all to say, though, that a lot of the tangible things and the celebrations of Riley and the fun times captured on camera and the fun little videos we did and the jokes that we shared, those things are very real and those aren't going away anytime. But there's no pictures of some of the hardest things, and there's no audio, there's no video in some of the hardest things of the past few years and some of Riley's struggles. And I think that just needs to be said because I clearly am a pretty positive person. I can spin things pretty well, and I'm definitely a silver linings. I definitely laugh in the face of pain and of absurdity, and I don't hope not in a dismissive way. It's just kind of the way that I process things. But there's a lot of darkness in the world, and there was a lot of darkness and fear and all these things I've talked about surrounding Riley and their death. And so I think it just needs to be said, like, and that's some of the hardest things. Like, there was no doubt in mine or any of my families or anyone that knew Riley's mind that they were a loving, kind, caring person that touched a lot of people and made such an impact. And I think Riley knew that about themselves too. Honestly, I don't think this is a thing. I mean, Riley obviously had issues and insecurities and pains. Um, but Riley also knew that they are awesome in a lot of ways, and I don't think we should erase that. But what am I saying? I'm getting off track. Anyway, there's no pictures of the hardest moments. There's no pictures of the pit in my stomach after hanging out with them when I could tell they were not doing okay, while also doing the best I could to connect with them and to support them. But the pit in my stomach the next couple of days, just worried about them and trying endlessly in my mind to try and figure out what's the best thing to do. Like, what do they need? How can I support them in feeling that? And yeah, I think that's going to be the harder stuff to unwind and to unravel. And I think that's just the way it goes. I've done and we've done a great job at celebrating them and sharing their memories, and that's not anything I'm ever going to stop doing. But I think the personal work for me is just to kind of unravel a lot of those more difficult things and those things that have been a constant through this. And that's the harder work, and that's the things that you don't talk about as readily. And one example of kind of what I'm getting at, one of the days that was maybe one of the hardest, I think they were basically in a manic episode, and they had eloped. I'm pretty sure it was the 4th of July some year. But there's 2 stories from this day that I'll tell now. But there's one story that I've much more readily told and think about and find kind of hard and sad, but also funny, and kind of just how the way life works. And then the second story is something that I haven't talked about as much, and partially that's not to make anybody think worse of Riley, but also because it was so much harder and so much more painful and so much more complicated. And so anyway, I think this was 4th of July. We'll go with that. And family was going to get together, and I was making a big thing of potato salad. I think I made like 2 different ways, and it was like really, really going to be great. And I think I had the day off, so I was just like chilling, cooking, potato salading. And basically Riley, I don't remember the situation, doesn't matter, but Riley had like eloped. And so that's when someone basically runs away and needs space and doesn't want to be where they are. And it definitely this time was in kind of more of a manic, maybe psychotic episode. And they had just took off. And I wasn't there for this, so I don't have those details. But then I'm informed that Riley is like gone. And my siblings are looking for him, like driving and running around. But I need to like get over there, and we're not going to have a normal 4th of July, and that's fine. Family can be with them. So the story that I've told before is I walk into the house, and I think the first thing I said to everyone was like, is this a bad time for potato salad? And just totally cut the tension. Hilarious. It's a story I've told before. I'm still proud of how funny and hilarious I was. And that's good. But later in the day, basically, me and my siblings had gotten to them, and we'd picked them up, and I think they didn't have shoes on. They might have had shoes, but they were not in a good way, like definitely still manic and still not in their typical frame of mind. And it was like really scary because it's like, I picked them up in my car driving to my place. Are they going to open up the door and elope again? And even, I think the hardest thing is I'm sitting there looking in the rearview mirror, like they're definitely kind of out of it, and being scared for, but also of my sibling. And that, being scared of someone you love so much, like that's so hard. And this is the end of the video, but it's those things I'm probably going to be really thinking about and unraveling in the months to come.